been a long 2 weeks. We went to Aruba for my wife's birthday, and man, did we have a glorious time. A lot of dinners. Already I'm paying the extra charge for 4 lousy pieces of cheese for our cheeseburgers, and now I'm paying an extra charge because I wanted rice instead of fries. A lot of exploring. The beach was littered, I mean littered, with garbage and plastic. It's hot as all hell. If you're spending all that money to go to a tropical island, you should never have to fight for a beach chair. Glad to see you again, Ope. Yeah, it's been a long 2 weeks. Went on a little vacation from my vacation. We went down to Aruba. We went to Aruba for my wife's birthday, and man, did we have a glorious time. But the word of the day is tired. When did we leave Aruba? Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I think it took a total of 12 hours from handing in your keys. Well, you don't hand in your keys anymore at a hotel, right? You leave them behind, throwing down $20 for the cleaning lady. We were there 10 days. I was paying her as I went as well, but then, one lump sum. I thought $20 was good. Closed that hotel room door, and then it took 12 hours to get home. And then we got home really late Sunday night. I got to tell you, that Aruba is all right, man. Brother Weeze turned me on to Aruba many, many years ago. He goes down. He used to go down there a lot until he moved to Fort Lauderdale, and man, it didn't disappoint, that Aruba. First thing I noticed, it's hot as all hell. I like to wear on the beach all summer long sleeve shirts. I'm black on black, long sleeve shirts. Down there, not a chance, man. I mean, the island is very close to the equator. It's 20 miles off the coast of Venezuela. You can see Venezuela in the distance, which is kind of creepy. So it gets really, really hot. The sun is always out, and it barely rains. And if it rains, it's a huge downpour for like 5 to 15 minutes, and then the sun comes out. The guy who was driving us from the airport to our hotel when we first got there, I'm like, so how's the weather down here? He goes, this is it. And I go, what do you mean this is it? It was about 90 and sunny as all hell. He goes, this is it. This is our weather every single damn day. And I'm like, well, god damn. I mean, I like going to a warm climate, but after you've been there for almost 2 weeks and you come home and you get the seasons changing. I like the seasons changing. But we had a wonderful time. A lot of dinners, a lot of exploring, a lot of going down the slide at the Hyatt Regency. Oh my God. My wife knows her shit, because we're booking this vacation to Aruba, and I'm thinking, let's get a nice fancy hotel somewhere. Let's get a nice hotel somewhere. Let's just lounge around for a bunch of days. And then the wife's like, man, the kids are going to be bored. We got to find a hotel with a slide. I'm like, boy, was she right. I could have saved a lot of time and a lot of money finding a water slide local close to New York City, and we could have went there day after day, and I would have saved, I don't know, at least $10,000 to $20,000. That's all he wanted to do, was slide down the slide at the Hyatt Regency. But that was all right. Gave me and my wife a chance to just completely chill out, drink some of those chill beers. They got a beer called Chill down there. It's their local brew. And I got to tell you, it stinks. It absolutely stinks. The Aruba beer was not impressive at all, man. And I was sending pictures to Matt from Get Parts. I'm like, this beer stinks. And they're all proud of it because the logo's cool. And every jamoke, every farmer, and I guess I was a farmer, because I'm down there in Aruba. So I guess I have to put myself in the category of farmer. Every farmer drank a couple chilled beers at the swim up bar. And then next thing you know, they're wearing the t-shirt the next day. And I'm like, nah, you're not getting me in one of those t-shirts because I didn't like your beer. Hell nah. Didn't like the beer. Oh, a little vacation tip. If you go to a resort that has a swim up bar, make sure you do your swimming nice and early. Because, man, if there weren't 20, 30 people sitting there with their chilled beers or their margaritas, just sitting in the water, waist deep, never going to the bathroom, which means they were relieving themselves in the pool. You know this stuff. So I was like, man, to the wife and kids, I'm like, I think we got to get our swimming in a little earlier than usual. Jesus. You're a good tipper. Not really. Made $2 a day. And then, you know, here and there, when you got some like wallet cabbage, you're leaving that when you're leaving for the day. So I think the maids that cleaned our room for 10 days, they probably ended up getting about $40. But here's the other thing. We only get our room cleaned once every other day. We skip a day. Yes. Aruba was the third nicest beach that I've ever been to. The third. And look, the beach is glorious. I was posting sunsets and sunrises all day long. So if you go on my Instagram or my TikTok, Opie Radio, you can see some of that. But the beach itself and the water, I would put it in third place. My wife said at first day, she's like, wow, this ocean isn't as nice as Turks and Caicos. And I didn't agree with her at first, but within a few days, I got it. Yes, she's right. There was a little too much seaweed for my liking. When you're standing in the water, you're kind of standing in seaweed if you go in a little too far. I didn't like that. When I go away on my tropical vacations, I don't want to see any seaweed. But I was doing laps all the way to the ropes and back, worrying about sharks. But the locals said there's no sharks down there because the water's too warm. Then our next cabbie goes, oh, there's sharks. Watch out for the sharks. And I'm swimming back and forth the ropes and back every single day, getting a little exercise. Do you pee in the pool? Hell yeah! Not as much as the guys that were at the swim-up bar standing there with their chilled beers and not moving for 2 straight hours. So you know they're getting at least 3 or 4 really good pees in. But every once in a while, you sneak a little something out. I mean, the pool was, you got to look at the pool too. They had a lot of waterfalls at this resort and around this pool. And I think that's to really move the water around because they know what's going on. And the pool was huge. And if you're going to sit there and tell me you don't pee in the pool every once in a while, I'm not an animal about it. That's for sure. For the most part, I do the right thing and I go to a proper bathroom. But if you're going to sit there and say that you've never done that, you are a liar. We did have a rain event for about 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, the downpours there, when it does rain, it's absolutely crazy. And then it stops and then the sun comes out immediately. But the last storm that came through that brought a lot of wind and there was a lot of waves. The waves were about a foot to 2 feet high, which was crazy because they got really flat water down there in Aruba. Especially if you don't go to the windy side. Don't go to the windy side. Oh, you're going to Aruba? Make sure you don't go to the windy side. There's nothing on the windy side, so it's kind of easy to avoid. But after the storm, I told the wife, man, I'm going to take a little walk, you know. Maybe try to find a couple videos I could post. You never know. And I was walking as the sun was getting a little low in the sky after this storm, after the 2 foot, waves. And the beach was littered. I mean, littered with garbage and plastic. Now, on a regular day in Aruba, the water is very, very flat, and the waves are like teeny weeny. They barely have energy. They barely do. But I guess this storm, there's I would assume a lot of plastic in the water and a lot of garbage in the water that's sort of just kind of near the bottom. And these waves kicked it all up. And everyone, I mean, the tourists were like, what the? It was more bottle caps than I've ever seen in my life, just littering the seaweed line because they brought in the seaweed as well. And then there's shoes and suntan canisters that were empty and lotion bottles. And I saw some sunglasses and a couple visors. But the whole shoreline next to my hotel and the hotel next to me and a couple down was just littered. I mean, littered with garbage. And then the next morning, it was our last morning there. Man, if those guys weren't out there before the sun came up, because I get up early, they were working their balls off to remove all that because, you had a lot of these farmers. They don't want to see that when they go down to the shoreline on their tropical vacation. So they were working hard. And by 8 in the morning, you didn't even know that there was ever any pollution on that beach from a little storm that rolled on through. Vacation from semi-retirement, followed by Halloween, and then a day off to recover. Got it. Yes, indeed. I should have turned it on yesterday. I didn't know what day it was. I was just like, I had the worst bags under my eyes in my life. I'm like, oh my God, just don't worry about it. You have nothing to worry about these days in your life. So why don't you just get your shit together, drink a lot of water, take a lot of naps, and then get back to it on Wednesday. And that's what we're doing. You didn't do any tanning. Hell no. I'm not one of these guys that go on vacation. I have to come back with a ridiculous tan. I'm a slight shade darker. I got a giant bug bite from some tropical bug on my shoulder I've been itching for days. But for the most part, the kid puts on the 50 or the 70 every single damn day. Because my catting days, I got pre skin cancer that I get burnt off my body all the time. So I absolutely have to be very, very careful. A few more observations about Aruba. We noticed, and everyone says it down there. I mean, they had a little bump in the road with the Holloway Broad, but Aruba has very, very low crime. And they all joke about how the police have absolutely nothing to do in Aruba. And as we're driving around the island, going to restaurants and whatnot, and we're in a lot of cabs, and I was on a tour bus. And so, we were exploring. The theme came up quite often. All the locals make fun of the police because they have nothing to do, because people understand that you're ruining your family's reputation and name if you get caught for some of these crimes. So most people behave, and the police have not much to do. I'll tell you who they hate down there is the income tax office. I mean, they joke about the income tax office all day long because they pay a lot. They pay a lot, but they get the free medicine. Yes, they don't have to pay for checkups or drugs or anything or surgeries or operations. They do like that part of it, but they hate the income tax office because they take a lot of goddamn money. So, and the other thing I noticed about Aruba, they speak 4 or 5 languages that they put together. They put 4 or 5 languages together, and that's their native tongue. They speak a little Spanish. They speak a little, Danish, right? It's a Dutch island, I think. They speak a little, I want to say a little French. Was that it? They speak a little African dialect and English. They throw some English in there and they mix it all together, and that's their language down in Aruba. It was quite impressive to witness. I don't like doing resorts anymore. But, you know, the kids are at that age where a resort makes the most sense. And they had a giant slide that they couldn't wait to get on every single day. They did that like, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours a day. But I know where she get. I don't like doing a resort. There's a few things about the resort thing. A lot of people peeing in the swim up bar. The other thing I don't like about it is spend all this money to go down to a beautiful hotel in Aruba, and then you got to set your goddamn alarm every morning for 5:30, 6 o'clock because you got to fight for a beach chair. I personally think if you're spending all that money to go to a tropical island, you should never have to fight for a beach chair. But my family's lucky because I did all that morning radio. I'm up early. I'm literally the first person up at a resort. Literally, I'm the first person online to get coffee. I'm the first person sitting at the pool on a chair until they come along and kick me out because someone else got that chair. But waking up early and then getting in line at the beach chair hut that opens at 7. With a bunch of other schmucks, and then we're all fighting for like just a beach chair so we can sit at the beach and look at the ocean. I hate that. And then they got a scam going down there at the Hyatt Regency. Beware. I'm like, okay, I want a chair for me and my family. I'm gonna need 4 chairs under one of those like man-made like Gilligan Island things, and they're like, okay. Here's the deal. I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the deal. They're like, this left side, all complimentary. I'm like, well, goddamn, that's nice. I'll take a complimentary beach chair for me and my family. Only problem is we only have the back row left. And the back row was right next to the path where the showers were and all the babbling happens. Like, I'm on a tropical vacation and now I got to sit in the back row in the complimentary section with beach chairs. She goes, well, we got this other section. I'm like, ooh, okay. Half complimentary, half paid. I'm like, where's the complimentary section in that area? It's the 2 back rows. I'm like, okay. Where basically it's the shit seats. I'm like, all right, well, how much is it for, the front row? That'll cost you $40 a day. I'm like, I ain't paying $40 a day. And I'm not, and I didn't want to do it out of principle. Yes, I have the money, but I'm like, I ain't paying you $40 a day to get beach chairs so I could sit on your goddamn beach and look at the ocean and look at Venezuela in the distance. I go, what else you got? She goes, 3rd section, no complimentary. Jesus Christ. I'm like, are you kidding me? I pay all this money to get down to your fine hotel, and now you want me to pay for beach chairs every morning? You're crazy. You're absolutely nuts. I go, I'll just get a chair by the pool. And they're like, well, you better hurry because those are going fast too. And they got the same type of deal where you have to wait in line for your chair at the pool. Some of the sections you got to pay for. If you want an actual umbrella that covers more shade, that'll cost you. I'm like, this is exhausting. So every morning I'm up at around 5:45. I get in line at the beach hut because I got to get my chairs for the beach. I got to get my chairs for the pool. And then when I found out, I'm like, just give me one in the complimentary section in the back row. Well, you're not going to have much of a view. I know, but that's what I want out of principle because I want to get the lay of the land. And then finally, someone that works there, they leaned in because they saw how bothered I was. And the people behind me, they were also bothered because they're like, are you guys really going to nickel and dime us to death? We already spent great money to stay at your resort. And now you want more money for beach chairs so we can look at the ocean? So I'm annoyed. The guy behind me's annoyed. This other lady's annoyed. We just don't understand why they need this, much more money. So then one of the guys that works there, he goes, I saw you at the beach hut. You're new, huh? You just got here? I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right, here's the deal. The fact is, everyone signs up for these damn chairs. By 11 o'clock, you can pretty much sit wherever you want because they open up everything by that point. I'm like, well, thanks for the tip. So I got my chairs in the back row. And then pretty much every day around 11, I went back to the beach hut. I go, what else do you got? And everything in front of me was open. They're like, we could move you right up to the front row in the complimentary section. You could have front row seats to the ocean. I'm like, thank you. And then I gave, that's why it's so funny out of principle, because then I gave that guy that gave me the wonderful tip on the beach chairs. I'm like, here's a 20, brother. Have a great day. Thanks for the tip. And he's like, you have a great day too. And then the same thing with the pool. You got to sign up for these chairs every single day. It's just like, how much money do you need from us? The best one though, one day we decided to do takeout. Wow, that sun is coming up nice. Well, goddamn. We decided to not do takeout. We decided to do room service. I'm like, let's just stay in tonight. We're tired, So all we wanted was 4 hamburgers. Jesus, this is like all we wanted was 4 hamburgers. This is the stuff that drives me nuts. Out of principle. Remember, out of principle. So I'm like, I want 4 hamburgers, and the kids will have fries. And they're like, okay, do you want cheese on that? And I think I did say I want 4 cheeseburgers. I did say I want 4 cheeseburgers. And the lady goes, do you want cheese on that? I go, yeah, I want cheese on that. She goes, there's an extra charge for cheese. Who the fuck has an extra charge for cheese when you're ordering a cheeseburger? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All I wanted was 4 hamburgers. We're tired. We just want to eat and go to bed. Well, there's an extra charge for cheeseburger. For cheese for the cheeseburger. I'm like, all right, give me the cheese. We're on vacation. Let's splurge. And let's spend the extra money on the cheese. Ran out of coffee. So then she goes, you want fries with all those burgers? I'm like, yep. She goes, okay. I was waiting for her to say that would be an extra charge, but it wasn't. I go, but tell you the truth, I've been eating like a pig. Can I have some just plain white rice instead of French fries? She goes, that will be an extra charge to change out the fries for the rice. I'm like, oh my God. And then my wife sees me. She's basically saying, behave. There's a few things I need to do in front of my wife. I can't act out in front of restaurant employees because she's totally convinced if I act out that they're going to spit in our food. So I understand that one. So I'm gritting my teeth, and I'm like, all right, I'll pay the extra charge for the rice instead of the fries. So now already I'm paying the extra charge for 4 lousy pieces of cheese for our cheeseburgers. And now I'm paying an extra charge because I wanted rice instead of fries. Jesus. Oh, wait. I messed up a little bit. I said, I ain't paid. I forgot about this. Okay. Like I said, I'm really, really tired. I go, I ain't paying an extra charge for rice. So just give me the fries. I forgot about this. I never got the rice. Okay. I'm mixing up a couple different stories. She goes, okay, is garlic fries good for you? And I'm like, I hate garlic fries. I don't like garlic fries. She goes, well, if you want regular fries, yes, you guessed it. There's an extra charge. What is the difference between garlic fries and regular fries? So at that point, I'm like, I should have just ordered the rice, but I didn't. I think I was just completely confused at this point. I'm like, I want regular fries. She goes, all right, we're going to have to charge you for that. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, thank you. So 4 hamburgers. We had to pay an extra charge for the cheeseburgers. I had to pay an extra charge because I didn't want garlic fries. And I passed on the rice. It was just exhausting. Absolutely exhausting. And then you know how some resorts, they have the free coffee as just a nice little thing in the lobby to start your day, because as soon as that sun comes up, you're just paying for everything. You're getting bills for everything. So the resorts, some of them know that, so they'll give you complimentary coffee in the lobby. Oh, not anymore, because they realize, wait a minute, we can make an extra $5.50 per person every single morning as they get their first cup of coffee. So they got one of those fake, stupid markets on site, and you got to pay for your coffee. I'm like, how much money do you guys really need? Seriously? You can't even give us a complimentary cup of coffee to start the day before you start charging us for everything. Doggy's here. Oh my God, Doggy lost his mind when he saw us for the first time in 2 weeks. Absolutely lost his mind. Because, we left 2 weeks ago. We can't explain to him that we're going to be back eventually. We gave him a pizzle that smelled like death, so that was to distract him. And then we closed the door and said, goodbye, Doggy. And then we didn't see him for 2 weeks. And he started getting used to the person that was babysitting him for the last 2 weeks. Now I think he's bummed that the babysitter's gone. All right. No fish. I ate a lot of fish, but I didn't go fishing, Joey Pants. It was a chill vacation. Did some snorkeling. I got probably the worst tourist picture / video that's ever been printed. I want to be brave enough to post it. I did it. We didn't do snuba. We did the other thing where they put the giant helmet on your head and you walk around the bottom of the ocean. You walk about 10, 15 feet under the water, and they have like an old car down there and an old plane and a ton of fucking fish, and you sit in a Jeep, and they have just amazing photo ops. And I'm with my son for these pictures. And then we go back into the gift shops because we want to we want to buy some videos and pictures of our experience. Our batch pops on the giant flat screen TV in front of everybody in the gift shop. My family and kids start immediately laughing at me. And then people started gathering around wondering why they were laughing so hard. And now they're looking at the big screen at our video package and our pictures. They were absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. I had a giant goofy helmet on. My eyes looked insane. I had like dramatic man boobs in these photos. And then I was wearing what I thought was a bathing suit, but it's not. I guess it's like workout shorts. So it's trapping the bubbles. So my quote bathing suit had giant bubbles in it that was making a giant dick wedgie and hiking my bathing suit almost up to my ball bag. These pictures and videos were absolutely horrendous, and we're laughing so hard. My kids are making fun of me. Other tours are laughing. I'm sitting there being a good sport. And then the guy, he gets what's going on. He understands the situation, and he goes, the pictures and videos are on me. Oh, my God. He just knew they were horrendous. He just absolutely knew they were horrendous. Jesus. Minimal effort. All right, Cody Clark. Yeah, checking out the video package. But that was fun, man. I was proud of my daughter made it in, but then I don't know. I think she was too small. So she kind of panicked a little bit, and we had to get her out of there. Because those helmets, I think they weigh like, I think the guy said, why is there some weird reflection on my screen? I got shit to worry about already. Why is that like, that must be reflecting off the window. Anyway, the helmet for the adults, I think, was like 70 fucking pounds. And my daughter, she's only 10. And she was definitely by far the youngest that was doing it that morning. There were 3 groups of us. She absolutely made it in the water, and she made it about 20 feet as you're walking down to the bottom, which is about 15 feet down where all the action is. And she sort of panicked, and the helmet was just too big for her. So unfortunately, she had to bail, and that meant my wife had to bail, which sucked because we were all going to do it together. But man, I was proud of my son though, man. He went the damn distance. And at one point, he's like me. I'm like, what do you think? I was all excited for him, and he absolutely looked like he had a good time in the videos and the pictures. He looked like a fucking rock star. It's like, I was bored down there, Dad. I'm like, you're my son, that's for sure. I'm like, that's it's like I was kind of bored. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. It's good to be back. I got more Aruba stories, I guess. I got to remember all of them. There was a stupid, obnoxious parrot at the Hyatt Regency that just screams all day long. Just screams bloody murder from a giant cage. And when it's not screaming, it says bye all day long, because I think the parrot's like, get the hell out of here. Stop bothering me. And then iguanas, oh my God, all over the place. And then one of you sons of bitches, we were feeding the iguanas as baby iguanas, as blue iguanas, green iguanas, giant iguanas that look like mini dinosaurs. They're all over the place, and they hang out in the bushes. And they come out, and most of the people were scared shitless of them. But after a while, after a day, we're like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool. So we were like hand feeding all the iguanas, getting some cool videos. I got a couple of videos up on my social media, the Instagram and the TikTok, Opie Radio. And one of my regulars, I'm trying to remember who it was. Fuck. I'll have the name tomorrow. He goes, keep feeding the iguanas. You know what happens with the iguanas? I'm like, no. He goes, when they get nice and big, the help bring the iguanas home and they eat them. I'm like, there's no way. So I did a little of my own research, and for sure, they bring home the big iguanas and they feed them to their family, and they come up with some delicious dishes. And that just depressed the hell out of me, because there was one giant one that I'm like, oh man, this one's not going to be at the resort too much longer. If all I'm saying is true, if all I'm hearing, I should say, is true. That horrified me, to say the least. That's for sure. That bill was a hefty one at the Hyatt Regency down there in Aruba. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll have more Aruba stories, and we'll get back into the groove of this in the coming days. All right.